What's up, everybody? Here to share my thoughts for the year in review. It's your boy Sachin, you know who it is. So straight into it. The player of the season for me has to be Jordan Pickford. Bailed us out in many matches like he has the last couple seasons, so I give it to him. Young player of the season, also no surprise, is Jared, Big JB. He would be my player of the season if it wasn't for Pickford, but both I think are very well deserved, and I don't think there's really any debate as to those. For me, my goal of the season, this one's tougher. I'm going to give it a tie because I think Jack Harrison, that one he banged in when he cut inside, I thought that was a class goal. But I'm going to give it to Ghana. Ghana getting two. Both of them my goal of the season because we all know Ghana doesn't have shooting boots. Performance of the season, of course, Liverpool Derby, 2-0 bossed them. My thoughts out of 10, I would say a 6 or a 7. We sorted the relegation scrap with a couple of matches to go, which was great. We have improvement even though we can't score. And we showed the Premier League to shove it, where with their point deduction. Anyways, that's my quick review of the season. Up the fucking toffees, Colin Chong.
All right, Dave. All right, Paul. All right, all the Falcon Blues TV heads. Hey. So, my player of the season, I'm going to go with James Tarkowski. It was a toss-up between Tarkowski and Pickford. And the reason I've gone with Tarkowski is I just think he's been a real leader at the back. And he's massively helped Jared Brandtwaite's game. And on that note, young player of the season, by far, easiest one, Brandtwaite. The lad's got everything that is for the centre-half. He's strong, he's quick, he's good on the ball, wins headers, superb, and he's a threat as well. It was the next one, goal of the season, my goal of the season. I'll tell you what, Dwight McNeil's it's if you with that left foot anyway with his wand. I'm going to go with Calvert-Lewin's header against the shite. I just think for Calvert-Lewin, he's had a shit season. He's got shit 2 seasons, really, had he? With injuries. That would have done the world of good. Absolutely great header, and we all love to see our number 9 scoring a header at the Gladys Street. So, yeah, that one. Performance of the season, easy. The derby. 14 years without a win at Goodison. Dead easy. Great night, great atmosphere. Fantastic, up the toffees for that one. Rate the team out of 10. It's a tough one, isn't it? Because we've been in a relegation battle, but without the points deduction, would we have been in a relegation battle? No, we wouldn't. Without Onana's missing that pen against Fulham in the quarter-final of the League Cup, again, that sort of sent us on a downward spiral, didn't it, for a third of the season. I'm going to say a 6, and the only reason why I'm saying a 6 is because of them 15 games. And Sean Dyche didn't change nothing, did he, really? He just persevered. And I know that he said, oh, if you persevere, you're going to get the results in the end, aren't you? Can't stand him. But there we go. Here you go, Dave. And Paul. Howie speaks like that. I'll never know. Anyway, up the toffees, Colin Chong.
Hello and welcome back. It's Adam from We Are the Goodison Gang. A quick couple of questions. Player of the season, Jared Brandtwaite for me. Young player of the season, Idrissa Gana Gueye for me. Goal of the season, I'm going to give that to Idrissa Gana Gueye again because he scored 3 goals within 1 season for Everton. So for me, he gets that. Then after that, performance of the season, Jared Brandtwaite. Brilliant defender for Everton. Rate the team and season out. So the team can have a 7.5. We've had some decent spells, but we've also had bad. So for me, 7. The team can have a 7, as I said, and the season a 9 because we've picked up since the Merseyside derby. Up the toffees.
I had a twitch from the bobblers, so been asked to give a couple of reviews for the end of the season for the Falcon Blue lads. We'll start with player of the season. It has to be one of the back line for me. It's all been about the defence this season, as we know. We certainly haven't stayed up based on goals. So temptation is to go for one of the centre halves at times, because Tarkowski and Bramthwaite have been quite marvellous, to be honest with you, as a partnership. But I'm going to go with Jordan Pickford. Look, I think he's a senior player at Everton now. I think he's overlooked as it is by the national media, so I'm not going to do that as an Evertonian. I think 12 clean sheets is outstanding, considering he's had to save over 120 shots at times, and that's credit to him as an individual. I think he's kicked on as a professional within this side. Look, he's always one that's targeted, because certain parts of the media don't like him being England's number one. But I think us Evertonians can all agree he's definitely England's number one and Everton's number one. He's been fantastic again. So Jordan Pickford is my player of the season. Young player of the season, I doubt any Evertonians going to disagree with this, of being Jared Bramthwaite. I've got to say, the second I seen that lad, I knew he had a bit of everything in him, and I was gutted when he went out on loan, to be honest with you, to PSV. But it was probably, well, it wasn't probably, it obviously was the right thing, because he's come back and kicked on even further. I think he's fantastic. He's a Rolls Royce of a centre half, good in possession, 6'5", 6'6", double footed, fast across the floor. He's everything that you want in a centre half, to be honest with you. And yeah, Jared Bramthwaite by a country mile. Sticking with Bramthwaite, he's also the person I'm going to give goal of the season to. I think we were struggling at the time, and we needed a big moment against Brighton. There was a lot of pressure, and I think it was a fantastic finish with his feet as well. Obviously, he shows that that he can score both with his head and probably his left foot and right foot. But I thought it was a great finish, and it was a great performance that day. I know Brighton got a late equaliser, but it was a vital point that and I think his performance and goal was fantastic as part of that. Performance of the season. So if we're going on about an individual or a collective, but I think it's one of the same for me. I think performance of the season as a collective was the Derby game. I thought we were excellent that night. We needed to be. A lot of Evertonians had written us off on the build up to that fixture, but look, I think we drew four out of the last five. At Goodison Park, I did feel as though we might get Liverpool a bit cold, because that was the third away in 6 days, and I thought Everton really turned up. They were all excellent that day as a collective, and it was a worthy win for Everton. But I thought also Dominic Calvert-Lewin deserves a special mention as well as part of that collective effort, because look, I think again it's not been the best of seasons in terms of goals for him. He's almost got over them injury worries. I know there's been a couple of niggles throughout the season, and he's had to show some resilience as he did in the last couple of seasons. Certainly, that goal against Palace, when it matters, he's turned up. And I thought that all-round performance was outstanding from Dominic Calvert-Lewin that day. And, I think it'll be one that we look back and it give some Evertonians some hope. Look, there's still a player in there. There's still, that resolve in there. And, it was a hard game, and he stood up and got counted. Rate the team in the season. I think it's probably fair to start with Deitch as part of that. He's had a hard task. I've certainly criticised him at times. I like to think I call it straight down the line. Give credit when it's due and give criticism when it's due. But I think him and the team have probably been about the same. Probably a 7 to a 7.5. I'm not going to get carried away. Look, I stick true to my principles. I said at the start of the season, I felt like this team could finish around 12th. If you look at the points total of where we're around 12th. So I think that's a solid return, a reasonable performance. But look, I know that we've been hard done by in a lot of ways, in terms of not that we haven't done anything wrong. We know Everton have deserved to be fined, and punished for breaking the rules. But I think that the punishment we've got has had a massive effect on the season. Certainly the harshness of it, which was since proved to be wrong. So I think all things considered, that takes it to a 7.5. got to be really lenient and say 8. No, I'm going to say 7.5 and stick to my pre-season predictions. You know, I think it's been a reasonable season. It's been tough. They've ground out results. There's been a couple of highlights along the way. You know, our results have tended to come in groups of fixtures as opposed to over the course of the season. I know that Dyche likes to say, well, let's judge me on the over the course of the season, which he's right. But I know we've had to struggle at times waiting for wins, and then it's like buses, isn't it? They all come at once. So anyway, it's a solid season, and it's a 7.5 out of 10 from me for the team and Sean Dyche.
Hello, welcome back to Falcon Blues TV, you filthy animals. So my player of the season, it's a toss-up between Jordan Pickford and James Tarkowski, but I'm going to give it to Tarks. He's been captain a lot of our season. The young player of the season, I'm going to give it to big Jared Brandtwaite, his centre-back partner. They've been invaluable this season. You know, both of them probably been our best players, along with Pickford as well. Goal of the season, I'm going to give it to Dwight McNeil's strike against Newcastle at home, against the Horse Punchers. I enjoyed that one. Performance of the season, well, it's got to be that draw at home to Crystal Palace, hasn't it? Obviously, it's going to the Merseyside derby. I think everyone, you know, spoilers, but everyone's going to be saying that one. Rate the performance of the season. So I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10, considering the points deductions and everything been thrown at Everton. Really paying no money up front, so yeah, I'm going to give it with that. Anyway, up the fucking toffees, we shall not be moved, Colin Chong.